Yo, what's going on, guys? And of course, if you're an Oklahoma City Thunder fan, you already knew this. But for every other basketball fan, there is Shai Gilgeous-Alexander is untouchable. You remember a year ago, it was like the Toronto Raptors and many other teams were in the shadows, of course, as potential teams with enough assets to maybe pry away Shai Gilgeous-Alexander from the Oklahoma City Thunder if he demands a trade request. But now it is believed to because of the fact that Shai was an MVP candidate, came off an All-NBA season, had an incredible World Cup performance, and now a team that just made the play-in is going to be, potentially a team that could be a playoff squad next season. And for that reason, there's the long-held belief around the NBA amongst executives that Shai Gilgeous-Alexander is not a feasible dream anymore. And this is coming from our man, Sam Amick of The Athletic, and he writes, when Shai Gilgeous-Alexander signed a rookie-scale max contract extension with Oklahoma City Thunder, many NBA executives around the league thought it would be a matter of time before a trade request followed. The Thunder were at the beginning of a multi-year rebuild and were deep into asset collection mode. Now, a short few years later, the Oklahoma City Thunder, like I said, have rapidly improved, and those same executives have given up hope on Shai ever asking to leave OKC. As the Thunder were in the Western Conference play-in tournament last year and are a trendy pick to make the playoffs outright as a top 6 seed this upcoming season. And Shai, like I said earlier, had that All-NBA season. Looking like he's going to have another one this year. And the biggest thing is that you're going to see a guy who, if you didn't see him in the summer, imagine what he's going to look like next to Chet Holmgren now. So, I don't know if you guys heard my dog. Did my dog just bark? I might be deaf to it. You might have heard my dog bark. We're in the car right now. We just drove by Versailles. You guys know I live in Miami. But we're driving back to my condo. And I think it's definitely fun to see what could be, in a way. Like, I'm so intrigued to see what's going to happen and why. As Shai, and like what I mean is what's going to happen and why, like how good. It'd be terrible if Shai has like a fall off season, like where he regresses. That'd be insane. It'd be unheard of. But the thought process is that Shai was an MVP candidate last year. We can only assume he's an MVP candidate again, and that he's going to further validate the fact that he is a perennial MVP candidate and a top 5 player in the league. Because I think that's like the next step. At least in my mind, that's like the next step you take, right? But another thing that I really liked was that he got to play with Lou Dort. Even though Lou Dort, I'll admit, wasn't that special for Team Canada, I'm very excited to see. I'm also, we all have to be self-aware that, in the arguably the near future, our man, Shai is going to be, a guy who's going to get paid again. And then you're going to have Chet Holmgren and Josh Giddey. Lou Dort's already paid. We've talked about this before. Even if it hasn't taken shape this year, next offseason, I think there's going to be a bit more moves than people will expect. And that's because this is a team that we're basically at this point trying to figure out who's the 7 dudes. First off, we need to figure out who's the 5 dudes for the next 5 years. And then we need to figure out who's the additional 2 or 3 guys who are going to join those guys as like the 8-man core for the next 3 to 5 years. Realistically, if we're being honest, that's how I view all of this, okay, with how everything's going. I'm definitely intrigued because of how this is all just playing out. And I don't know. I think this is definitely a team that could be one of, if not one of the more exciting teams in the next 5 years to be a fan of, because they have all the makings of being a dynasty at this point. And I think that's probably one of the more exciting parts about all of this, is how good they can be in just a short matter of a few years, which I think is the definitely the more exciting part about all this. But I want to hear your guys' thoughts. That's going to be it for me. I am going to move on. If there was anything else you guys would have liked to have heard, let me know, and we'll get right into it. Because, yeah, I feel like you look at this team, you got Chet. You got also, we haven't even talked about J-Dub, Jalen Williams, which, like, I think we do have that core. If we include Lou Dort, it's the starting lineup. Chet Holmgren, Jalen Williams, Lou Dort, Josh Giddey, Shai. Yeah, Lou Dort, Josh Giddey, Shai, Jalen Williams, and Chet Holmgren. That's the starting five. Then we'd assume, Kenrick Williams is 6. 7 is, they just drafted Kassan Wallace. And then 8, I don't know who that would be. Do you guys have someone? I feel like there could be someone, but at the same time, there could not be someone. It's just one of those situations where I definitely think that these teams, I just think this team, the Oklahoma City Thunder with Shai, who, it's really the last 7 or 8 guys. We don't know if they're going to be here next year. But at the same time, do you want to have those guys, or do you want to have veterans be behind your core group? I think is also a big part of all of this, and where I get curious to hear your guys' opinions, because it's the NBA, which is an ever-changing, medium of basketball, and there could be a trend where, someone could get hurt, or Chet could suck, or something just doesn't work out. Anything is possible that could derail this. Or, Shai gets really offended and just wants to move on. That's the least likely, but... So we have Jasmine here, who's moving into her first condo. Well, I guess he lived in a condo in Kansas, because we rented one. But everybody was renting one. We bought this condo. We're going to our forever home. Right, Jasmine? That's my dog. She's a little blue kitty. She's the love of my life. But I think that's going to be it for me today. I hope you guys do have a good one. And if there was anything else you guys would have liked to have heard, let me know your thoughts down below in the comment section. Until next time, guys, but peace out.